We have one of our founders, one of our board members, Emily Posner. I don't know if y'all had the chance to meet her. But,
we worked in her garden the other day.
Well, Emily came down here from Maine in a grease car, and she's going back in a grease car. So it's things like this here. It's the ways that we can do to make sure if we prepare, if we start with that preparedness, we can make sure that certain things is happening. These type of, I truly believe that in every community should be an emergency shelter. And at those emergency shelters, it should be where anybody could go. But then we also have to make sure that those toxins is removed. And when we come back, how can we restore? But the very first thing we need to do is restore our wetlands, because that's our first line of defense. That's what will make this city safe. Because if that hurricane would have hit, and we would have had that wetlands here, and that 24-foot tidal surge would have hit Pearlington, it wouldn't have had no impact. Of wetland that you have, it can absorb 1 foot of a tidal surge. So if you have 70 miles, then a 24-foot tidal surge wouldn't have that impact. Something is wrong when you could be on the weaker side of a hurricane and you could have such an impact that it can push a barge, and that barge was maybe it was longer than the house, and it could push that steel barge through a levee wall and float it up 2.5 blocks to land here on top of a school bus. Something is wrong. Something with all these houses. And the aftermath, even though it was late at night, because it was 3 o'clock in the morning when that levee basically broke and everybody. But these houses, a lot of these houses floated away from it. Literally floated. Some houses floated as much as 3 blocks.
That's wild.
And again, a lot of the people that was in this house here that were found refuge in Walter Dickman's and them house, they didn't know what it was that was coming through here crushing. That's all they could hear, all this crushing. They jumped off of their porch to their death because they thought that maybe they could have swum to that bridge. But they couldn't make it. Same thing about with people here. And we found bodies here all the way up until, a year and a half later? I believe the last body was found in, what was it, 07?
Wow. Well, I think you've given us so much information. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Well,
it answers a lot of my questions also, just like being down here, We try to talk to people about stuff. We were at a lady's house earlier today. She brought us inside her house. We were doing the soil samples for her because she wants to grow a garden. But just little bits, hearing little bits of the story are great.
That's right, right. I'm going to tell you what y'all doing. You give me hope. See,
you give us hope.
You see, but you have to remember, I'm 61. I'm in my declining years. You're still,
we're ready to take
right, but it's
the wheel.
Good to see because it shows that hope. Because most young people that's taking their spring break is somewhere acting a fool instead of providing a service. And the only way that we're gonna save life as we know it on this planet is when we learn the importance of civic responsibility. And y'all are definitely showing that.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice meeting you.
Yeah.